How's it going, everyone? The Packers' final injury report was just released, and there's a lot of good news and a lot of questionable players on this injury list. So diving right into it, Jaire Alexander, Zane Anderson, and Devondre Campbell were all full participants on this practice and have not received any game day designation, so all three are going to be good to go. So it looks like we're going to get Jaire Alexander. Hopefully he returns to some Pro Bowl last year form of his, because we'll definitely need him. And Devondre Campbell coming back in the inside linebacker, which is a great upgrade. Hopefully he's a lot better after getting a few weeks of rest. Next up, unfortunately, AJ Dillon did not participate at all this week and has officially been ruled out. Matt LaFleur did state it's not due to the broken thumb, but because of the stinger that he sustained against the Vikings. So he is unfortunately out. With that, we'll have Patrick Taylor, and we'll see come Saturday if they decide to activate Emmanuel Wilson or activate or bring up Kenyon Drake from the practice squad. I'm kind of gearing towards they should bring up more Emmanuel Wilson. He knows the offense better and he seems like the better runner, but we'll see what the Packers decide. Then Rudy Ford also out, did not participate with a hamstring injury. He got the hamstring injury against the Vikings as well, so with him out, they're going to most likely be rolling with Jonathan Owens and Darnell Savage at the starting safety positions, with Anthony Johnson Jr. over there to spell them in any event. But probably Owens and Savage will get every snap. Next, we have Elton Jenkins with the knee ankle injury. Did not participate in the first two practices, but was a limited participant in the final practice. He did get his ankle rolled up on pretty well in the Vikings game. And when asked about how he was feeling, he said, as of right now, I'm feeling pretty good. But as of right now, a little shaky, a little questionable. So he's officially listed as questionable. I still think he also has a good chance of suiting up, and there doesn't seem to be any real fear that he'll miss this game, but we'll monitor that up until game time just in case something changes, because I do remember last week when Eric Stokes' injury came out of nowhere. Next up, we have Aaron Jones, limited participant this entire week, but received no game day designation, so he's going to be good to go. Isaiah McDuffie did not participate this entire week and is considered doubtful for the game against the Bears. Now, the only reason he'll be able to go is because he clears the concussion protocol, but there's not really a good likelihood of that one, especially since he didn't participate in any capacity Friday. So he's probably going to end up not suiting up due to the concussion. And with that, Eric Wilson should be taking any of the backup inside linebacker snaps in the event that Devondre Campbell or Quay Walker need a breather or, knock on wood, something happens. Next up, Luke Musgrave, limited participant this entire week, is officially listed as questionable. Still is on IR, but he has been itching and kind of chomping at the bit with the coaches to try to activate him, and he really wants to play this game. So another player we're going to see come Saturday if they decide to activate him. Next up, Josh Myers was a full participant after being a limited participant to start off with a neck injury, and he's good to go. Keyshawn Nixon is a full participant. He'll be good to go. And Jonathan Owens was a limited participant, but he's still going to be good to go. He's had this injury for quite a while. Next up, we have Jayden Reed, was a limited participant this entire week and is officially listed as questionable with that chest injury. I feel like he has a very good chance of actually suiting up, and we'll actually have him on the offense, which will be great against the Bears. Next, we have Darnell Savage with the shoulder injury, was a full participant this entire week. No game day designation, so he is going to be good to go. Next, Preston Smith, after not participating in the first two practices, was officially a limited participant and is listed as questionable. Now, Preston Smith has only missed one game for us, so hopefully he keeps it at that. I think he still has a good chance to go. But in the event that he's not able to go, I could see a rotational snap going between Lucas Van Ness and Kingsley Enagbare playing opposite side of Rashawn Gary. So we'll see how this plays out, but I feel like Preston Smith still has a good chance of suiting up. Then Luke Tenuta was a full participant this entire week, is officially listed as questionable. The third player still on that 21-day practice window and is still on IR. He is still one that I feel like they're not going to activate. I think Emmanuel Wilson and Luke Musgrave will get activated before him, but we'll see what happens, especially tomorrow. Next up, Quay Walker, a full participant, no game day designation, so he is going to be fully good to go. Next, Christian Watson, slight scare at the start of the practice, did not participate today because of the hamstring injury and is officially listed as questionable. We waited until Matt LaFleur had his press conference, and essentially they said that he had a good first 2 days of practice and they wanted to give him a day off, and we'll see where he's at Sunday. So this is really just a rest day for him. Nothing to be worried about. So it's starting to sound like he has a very good chance of suiting up, and we'll have Christian Watson back. Then Dontavian Wicks was a full participant in this practice. It's officially listed as questionable, but based off having a full practice on Thursday and today, he's going to be good to go. Then lastly, Emmanuel Wilson, full participant this entire weekend, is also listed as questionable. Once again, the third player being on this IR 21-day practice window, who I feel will get activated because, well, A.J. Dillon is out. Now looking over at the Chicago Bears side, their injury list a little long, and there is some good news for us. So looking at it, first one, Tyson Bagent, full participant, no game day designation, but he's a backup quarterback. He'll be suiting up. He's good to go, but doesn't really affect us. Then Kyler Gordon, their defensive back, was a limited participant, is officially listed as questionable. Keep in mind, defensive back. Then Khalil Herbert did not participate today due to a personal reason, is officially listed as questionable. I don't see any reason that he won't be suiting up for them Sunday. They didn't disclose what the personal reason is. So based off not really having information on that, he's probably going to still be suiting up. If not, that's a huge blow for them though. But I would not expect him to not suit up. Next up, we have Jalen Johnson, defensive back. Remember, I told you, keep in mind the other player was a defensive back. So he did not participate this entire week and is officially listed as doubtful. And this is huge for us if he doesn't suit up. So Jalen Johnson has been an amazing defensive back for them. So to give a slight idea of who this guy is and why it's a big deal for the Chicago Bears, I typically don't do this, but of how big of a factor he is. So on PFF right here, as you can see, he has a defensive grade of 90.8 for the season, is ranked first out of all 125 cornerbacks that are ranked this season, with a coverage grade first out of 126 cornerbacks, defense coverage grade of 91, and then the run defense 41st out of 116 with a 67.2. He's first in the defensive grade and coverage grade, and he's doubtful for them. So that is very huge for us, and that's why it's kind of a big deal that he is currently doubtful for the Bears. So we'll see Sunday if he's officially out, but it's not looking good for him right now. Next up, we have Cole Kmet, who was a full participant for them. So he is officially listed as questionable, but considering he is a full participant, he should definitely be in the defensive game plan along with DJ Moore, because Justin Fields likes to throw towards Cole Kmet and DJ Moore, and pretty much just those two. Next up, we have Mercedes Lewis. Feels like I'm doing a Packers injury report from last year. It says not listed. He was on the injury report yesterday, but he's not today, and he's pretty much good for them. Then we have Darnell Mooney. He did not participate at all this week due to the concussion, and he's officially been ruled out. Then DJ Moore was a full participant, no game day designation. There wasn't really fear at the start of the week that he'd miss this game, but it's pretty much confirmed he's going to be suiting up. Then Lucas Patrick on their offensive line, another Packer, or ex-Packer, I should say. Limited participant today due to a calf injury and is officially listed as questionable. Then their long snapper, Patrick Scales, full participant, although is still listed as questionable for them. So as you can see, yes, they're going to probably get Cole Kmet back at a full-time status, but they are losing Jalen Johnson on their backside, and that's kind of huge for them, especially with how Jordan Love's been playing. So great for us. And that about wraps up the injury report for both teams. As you can see, we are getting healthier in the receiving side, which is very great to see. And although I was very hopeful we could have all of our starters back, and that includes A.J. Dillon, since he is kind of like a 1B since we split carries, he's out, unfortunately. So, but we'll have most of our starters back, which is great to have, especially for Jordan Love, and actually have almost every receiver activated this game, which I don't know when the last time it happened, probably week 1. So let me know what you think down in the comments. If you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and as always, go Pack Go.